Hello and welcome back to Helldivers 2. We have a new Warbond that just came out last week, Control Group, which is themed around experimental tech. Some of it is very much inspired by the Illuminate, kind of implying we salvage tech and we've been turning it into new equipment. But let's start off with the fact there's no booster. Yeah. First time in a while we haven't had a booster to go with our set. It's okay, not a big deal. I'm not too broken up over that. I think we've had a lot of issues with boosters coming out and just being kind of mid to honestly pointless. So seeing Arrowhead just be like, nah, you're not getting a new one this time around, is completely fine. But our armor is the AD26 Bleeding Edge, which is what I'm wearing at the moment. It's not special, it's not like a partial tier up or anything like that. It's just basic medium armor. It has the Adreno Defibrillator perk, which revives you on death as long as you don't lose a limb, but your health continually drains upon revive. And then you get increased stim duration by 2 seconds and 50% arc resist. As you'll see here in this footage, this is how the adrenal defib works. I'm not a fan of it. I think it is, as an effect, lacking because while it's cool to get revived, you don't get revived for long. You have to have all your limbs, which already sets it up to be very specific in its end case. And then you also have the issue of it triggers on death. So the situation you're in is not going to be a good one. Odds are if you're fighting Illuminate, you're probably getting just gunned down or swarmed. So you get to revive and you get no invincibility. You're just getting beat to death immediately. Terminids, same thing. Very good chance you will lose your limbs from their attacks. The automatons, you might survive, but you also might just be getting ragdolled. And then what good is that? Requesting sentry. It's a lot of situations where it doesn't really help you. So even something like integrated explosives at least added value where if you're getting swarmed, you kind of get to flip off everyone in your final moments and take out anybody surrounding you. This is one of those cool in theory, meh in execution kind of deals. Visually it looks cool. But we also have the AD49 Apollonian, which is just heavy armor, same perk, which still doesn't help. Oh, another thing, as you saw in the footage, or you probably couldn't see because you can't see my inputs, you can't sprint. So, you die, you come back, you're walking. And you get one stim use. So you get to get your health back. When you revive, counteract your bleed out again, and then you are gonna die. You can't use all your stims up to try to stay alive a little longer. No kind of funny business you can pull, which is a bit of a shame. Especially with heavy armor, you are just waddling. You are not getting very far very fast. And I think that is, in its own way, a huge detriment for you as a player. There's probably a use for it, barring the obvious 50% arc resist and whatnot. I just can't see it. But yeah, so that's the armor. Our next thing is the VG-70 variable. It's a special primary weapon, the one I've been using here. This gun is a Swiss Army knife of weapons. It can fire full auto at 300, 550, and 750 RPM. It can fire in a volley, which fires all 7 barrels at once, which is really good against harder targets, so devastators or anything bigger than standard trash. And then it has total, which is you have up to 49 shots. If you fire more than 22 in this mode, it will throw you down and deal damage. I'll let you show you this in action. We'll just sneak on up to him and yeah, you take a little bit of damage. You can actually, if you want to, we'll do this real quick. It's hee hee ha ha funny moment kind of deal. We'll just go like that. You can kind of rocket jump with it. It's not good. It's not useful, but you can sure do it. As a weapon, it's rather interesting. It is only light armor pen, so you have to keep that in mind. Its effectiveness is limited. People have said the damage, or not the damage, the actual projectile when you fire all the barrels is kind of hit and miss, and I do see that. What's interesting is it does, apparently, according to the wiki, it does the damage of 7 or 8 shots all at once. It just does it. It says it's all the projectiles, but they're all stacked on top of each other, which is interesting. I don't know how much use that is. It makes me wonder how much was intended to be, like if it intended to be like an actual shotgun and something changed, or if it was always meant to be kind of a pseudo shotgun. But it's an interesting weapon. I think it's okay. The problem I have is it just has sights as your moddable thing. And it's 2x, 1.5x, bunch of like reflexes, and then your final one at level 23 is a 4x sight. I have all of them. I ground this gun up to have everything for you guys. That part I think is a letdown, because when you fire full auto, 300 I find is too low of a fire rate to be meaningful, but you have good recoil. But then 550, you get a little bit of bounce. It can be a little annoying at times. 750 is... that was 300. It gets a little uncontrollable. It's still doable, but I'm not happy, just because you are trying to fire this, potentially, if you're like me, you're trying to full auto into weak points. And on something like a Devastator, trying to shoot the head is really difficult. So you have to flip to the volley, but you don't have a lot of reliability on the volley. So you're kind of trading one thing for another. I feel like this is one of those jack of all trades, master of none firearms. Going from there, we have no secondary weapon. Once again, we're kind of lacking here. This is a very thin Warbond. but we have our grenade. The G31 arc. I'll find some enemies to throw this at, because it's an arc weapon. If you just fire it into some dirt, it doesn't really do it justice. Apparently there's nobody around here. But we should get some people on us in a minute. In the meantime, I can at least explain it. It's a grenade. It bounces around and releases 5 blasts over time that fire off electricity. So this is not going to help because this is just requiring a different frame of reference. If you know what a 9-bang is, it's a flash grenade that repeatedly goes off. This is kind of like a 9-bang, where you throw it and it's going to repeatedly go, oh, maybe target that Strider unless he gets nuked by a meteor. Meteorite, since it has the right stuff to impact the ground. These cannot be cooked. They only go off upon hitting the ground. As you can see, bounces, zaps. Throw another one, try to get closer. It's pretty solid, honestly. As a grenade, I like it. This is what I wanted the urchin to be. You gotta watch out for that. They do sometimes bounce back towards you. And you need a lot of resist. The 50% resist is not enough to keep you alive when it hits.
Reporting to the front.
This works out. I needed more ammo for my primary anyways. But it's a fun grenade. It does 100 electric or arc damage per arc. I can't remember how many it fires off per burst. Heavy armor pen, but lacks destructive force, so you can throw it into factory or fabricators, you can throw it into bug holes. It's not taking them out. You need to use something else. That is kind of the downside, but that's all arc weapons. They're good for chaining, bad for destruction. Our support weapon is the Plas 45 Epoch. You see me holding it. It's the Purifier, but big. And it also has the fun distinction of being able to overcharge and kill you. Huzzah! God, that gets scary when it overcharges. But you kinda need to overcharge it, because the damage output it gets is very discernible. It goes from 400 to 800 damage and increases armor pen from heavy to anti-tank 1. It does lack destructive force, so you can't fire it into a bug hole, but it has damage, so things like fabricators that are HP based instead of destructive force based can be destroyed. So this becomes a very specific, you use this on certain factions, not so much on others. You can use it to strip armor off a charger and whatnot. It's doable. Do I suggest you do it? Not really. Just get a commando, get some expendable anti-tanks. Literally just grab anything else, they work just fine. If you're trying to be cool and be like, I'm using this name, don't steal it from me please, the Plasmamancer build, that's where this falls in. You now have a plasma support, you have your plasma pistol, you have your plasma rifle. If there was a plasma grenade, we would be good to go. And yeah, I'm using that Plasmamancer. If I can roll a build with all that, that's totally getting used in the video. If not, oh well. The RNG giveth and the RNG taketh away. Oh, they're gonna try this. Oh, I couldn't. That's actually going to lead us to our next thing, the Lift 182 Warp Pack. It's a backpack. You can blink around. Also why it's 182. Blink 182. The band. What's fun is, you see that guy? Watch this. Shabingus. I did not mean to die in the process, but that is actually a downside that can happen. So, you can telefrag. If you've played Quake and other older boomer shooters, you know what that is. You teleport to a location, and whoever is standing in that place dies. The downside is, if the enemy is bigger than you, you go bye-bye. So, I made that mistake. I thought the Striders were small enough to allow me to actually blink into them, or I thought I could at least blink close enough that the blast radius would kill them and not me. So these things deal 1,000 damage per blink. It is, I believe, heavy armor pen. Yeah, it's a heavy armor pen. Knew that was going to happen. And it drains 40% of your charge per use. So, you notice the orb is now orange. If I blink again, it'll turn red. If you blink at less than 70%, or less than 40% energy, so in red, you die. It blows up the backpack and you get disintegrated. When it is orange, if you blink again, it will hurt a limb randomly. It'll randomly pick a limb, or if it somehow doesn't pick any, then it sets you on fire. So, be warned. You can blink safely about every 5 seconds, which is a perfectly reasonable amount of time. You can blink any direction. Somebody shooting at you? Bam. It's fun to use. Let's see if we can get this guy. I blinked behind him. Gauging distance is a little tough, but if you can do it, it's cool. If not, oops. I mostly just use it for repositioning, and sometimes you can jump off stuff and blink around. I do it sometimes to jump off things that would break my legs or deal damage, and it resets your fall height. But our last thing for the Warbond is the ALAZ-98 Laser Sentry. You saw it active before. It's a sentry gun that shoots a laser, which is pretty cool. It's got 350 damage or 200 sturdy damage, and it fires anything within 50 meters. Only downside is if it overheats, it will explode. As you saw earlier, when it starts ringing that bell, that's it saying, hey, we're at 80% heat buildup, and the AI behind the turret is not intelligent. It does not care. It will simply charge up and fire, and it will kill itself in the process. Because the AI is so bad, it can fire for about 25 seconds and then it overheats. For like a 2.5 minute cooldown, it will be up for 25 seconds and then be done. It makes using it really annoying. It's cool, it can set guys on fire, it tries to prioritize like trash first, which is cool. I like that it does that. It makes clearing out garbage really easy. But a lot of the time, it's going to screw you over. And that's the big issue, you know, you call it in, and it's just gonna die. You need to make sure that you take at least a second turret to support it. Otherwise, you're gonna be down a turret most of the time. Hey, my armor worked for a moment. As you saw, it doesn't mean much. Yeah, Trying to use
Northwest, 200 meters.
the variable is rough because that thing has terrible handling.
Point me to
You
the
need
enemy.
to run like the Viper Commando armor or something just to try to give yourself a fighting chance. Otherwise, it just doesn't last. It's so slow. You'll have way too many problems trying to fight with it. While I was leveling it, I was using Viper Commando armor. Because it really needs a foregrip, and it doesn't get one. I understand, when you look at the model for this thing, it's a chunky boy. It's not really gonna be able to field one very easily.
My leg!
And the Epoch, it doesn't do very much better in these fights.
Calling down
But
support weapon.
that is actually all there is for this Warbond. A gun, a stratagem weapon, a stratagem backpack, a turret, some armor, and a grenade. This is a really thin Warbond. And still costs 713 medals. Freedom's Flame still the lowest at 569. As for is this a good Warbond to buy? No. No, it really isn't. The saving grace is the swag factor of the grenade and the backpack. But neither of them are options where I would say you need this Warbond.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
You can, as of this recording, I have to stress this, as of this recording, you can blink into the bunkers to take loot, negating the need for two people. That said, I don't expect it to be viable forever. So, if you're getting it for that, keep in mind I expect it to get nerfed. It is too useful, and Arrowhead has said they want to give people a reason to like team up for these. So, eliminating that need is kind of an antithesis to their whole design philosophy here.
Triumphs of tyranny once more. The extraction shuttle awaits your request.
The rest of it's just kind of meh. I keep saying it, the armor just is not that good. The effect is far too weak.
Cancel that.
If it gave like additional damage reduction while you're dead, effectively while you're undead, I would understand entirely. I'd go, yeah, do it. That's a reasonable compromise, considering you're stuck walking. But the one stim only, I haven't tested if a stim pistol benefits at all, if you can have some dude just pocket medicing you, but it seems like your health drains faster over time. So that might just be a thing of them being like, no, you can't just be a zombie forever. It's rough. I will say that.
Requesting sentry.
I think it's really rough, especially if you're using the heavy armor. Your mobility already sucks. The 50 armor is not saving you. You've just chosen to get bodied at a faster rate.
Found something. Calling down a sentry.
The warp backpack, though, it's fun. I will stress that. It's fun. It's nice just kind of getting around stuff. You want to get into a base or something, there's a wall, you're just like, what wall? And just hop it. but it's only kind of just an extra bonus. Yeah. If you're new, don't pick this up. If you're someone who has everything and you're like, I don't know, should I get it? You can. It gives you a couple more toys to play with, but don't expect any meta-defining things. Don't expect anything super crazy. It's all pretty, I'd say, bog standard.
Extraction is available.
Yeah, all that's left is to extract at this point. We've cleared everything else out. So instead of leaving you with, like 4 minutes of silence, I'll just keep talking. And right after I say that, I can instantly, my brain's just like, you have nothing to talk about. Brilliant. Is that a... Oh, it's an anti-air... Oh, that's an anti-air tank. Or a shredder tank. Yeah, the Epoch... I wish there was something more unique about Plasma. Oh, these are actually anti-aircraft, like an anti-AA base. I just don't have any air.
Calling down a sentry.
We'll hang out and watch the turret shoot. Very short-lived turret shooting, but... Oh, I forgot to mention, the shots on this arc. So, keep that in mind. You're having to really just Kobe these. They also have a lifespan, as you saw. They just, at a certain point, just go, not today. I think the biggest thing for Plasma is if they gave it like a damaging field. Like, it hits and then scatters like blue flame or something on the ground, so you can be like, oh, cool. That, and I also really hate charge weapons. I find them really annoying half the time. Especially, this did not need to have a like overheat and explode feature. That is more or less what I feel killed the railgun. I remember when everyone used the railgun, and now it's gotten so bad that when people grab it, it's just like, oh, this thing. The least they could have done was let me toggle a safety switch.
Extraction shuttle inbound.
Because no safety switch kind of hurts. Because maybe I don't need it at 800 with anti-vehicle pen. Maybe I just want heavy pen. That said, heavy pen is also kind of useless, but, whatever. I would have liked a sidearm, but I don't really know what you could have. The only thing would be maybe like it doesn't really go with the theme 100%, but an arc pistol. Let me get a little taser pistol to just go pew pew and zap someone. I'm okay with not having skins for this Warbond. It's just, they've become a standard, We've grown to expect them because so many Warbonds have either gotten them at launch or retroactively received them, that not having them now feels weird. As you can see, this thing, the bounce just makes it really rough. had to discover myself that using the fire all barrels is a pretty good, like, medium enemy killer, but like I said, it's all dependent on hitting weak points. The shields, fun thing, I know at least for the Incinerator Core, the Devastator shield is like heavy armor or something like that with infinite health, so you can't just like shoot through it. And this is a minor gripe, but it sucks having to tab over twice to switch back to auto to deal with trash. But yeah, that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, it helps out the channel a lot, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.